It's Jason at KC&H. Y'all have been asking me for a while to make some more videos. And I'm going to start today. It's early in the morning. It's like 5. I'm waking up early, trying to get some work done. I want to show you guys. Well, first of all, I want to thank a few subscribers and people out there for liking my videos and watching them. I've had a lot of people say they really enjoyed the stripping video, and that's got quite a bit of views, which has surprised me, so I thank you. So if you continue to subscribe and like, that'd be great. First thing I'm going to do is show you a little bit. I just moved into a new shop, going from a garage to a legit 30 by 30 shop, and we're just getting started here, setting up, but I'm going to start building. So what we're working on today is 2 guitars here that I'm starting. Tele and a offset. And what we got is some local honey locust wood. Let me show you another body blank that I have so you can see the wood, because those I've started to route already, so they have the templates on them. So this I got locally. It's been sitting for maybe a year and a half. So it's pretty dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using that. We're going to be using some spalted elm, which I have some pieces of as well, which is really cool. So I got a couple of these that are made into tops. So I think we're going to use those. I have some beautiful Powell Ferra that we're going to be using for the neck for both of these. I have 2 neck blanks. These I couldn't get locally, but I try to get as much as I can locally, but I can't really get locally. So my maple and things I get for that, I got to source off of eBay or somewhere. So what I'm doing right now is I've cut these out yesterday morning, I bandsawed them up, and then started to route them. This is typically what I do. Get them routed, and then we'll start drilling them out to kind of weight relieve and also give it kind of a semi-hollow if I'm going to use a top. That's typically what I do. So we're going to start that, and you guys can watch as I route. Definitely something I would suggest if you're using a router: eye protection and hearing protection. Oh, I need some more coffee. Oh man, it's kind of chilly out here in this morning. I haven't gotten a heater set up out here yet, so it's still a bit chilly, and it's middle of December. So with these, what I end up having to do is route, and then route with the template on for a bit. And these bodies are kind of thick, so I route all the way with the template on, and then pull the template off, and you can use what you have already routed as your guide for your bearing, your roller bearing on your router. You're going to be real careful when you're routing your bodies to not go into the grain, because you're going to get tear out. What I'm going to do is put this on top of something else. That way my router bit doesn't dig into my workbench. There we go. Now it's important when you're routing, make sure you have it all set up. Make sure that when you start, on these, I've left a bit too much on the edges, which typically I'd like to get rid of on the oscillating sander, but it wasn't really doing the trick with this harder wood, so I decided just to bring it down with the router. But you got to go slow. When you have something that's this thick, you can't just go straight down to your desired body dimensions. Your router's not really going to appreciate that. Key really is just to take it slow. See how the router is digging in. So if you see here, this is where some tear out's starting. It didn't switch directions. So as you turn around the different edges of the body, your grain direction is going to change. You need to then change the direction that you're actually routing, so you don't rip it out. I'm going to finish up the rest of this routing, and we'll be back, talk about where I'm going to go forward with this build. See you in a second. Alright, back. Got the all set routed out. One thing I forgot to mention. When you start building, when you're getting everything set up, and you're trying to decide what you want to do, you get your templates laid on, if that's how you're doing it. The number one most important thing to remember the whole build process is centerline. So when I laid these templates on, first thing I did is mark this center line. It is way harder to come back. You just build yourself a body, however you decide to build it, and then decide, oh, I'd like to do a center line. Once you start getting to the neck point, and you realize that you've needed a center line to line up the body and the neck, it's much harder to go back. So just start at the very beginning. Like when I start working on this neck blank, the first thing I'm going to do, I use a template for kind of a rough shape. Like right now, I got this routed. It looks like an offset Fender guitar. It is not going to keep this perfect shape throughout the building process. That's why I'm not super concerned with a little bit of tear out on the edges, or if you see like this imperfection here, which is, I assume, probably from when the guy was milling it, because this is going to get carved. This is going to get kind of my own personal touch to it. But the center line is super important. Alright, so kind of my ideas for this build. I'm going back and forth. I don't know. One of these guitars I've thought about not using a top. And doing like a pick guard or something like that. But I can't decide. The body wood will definitely be this, obviously. The neck wood will be the Powell Farah. If I do decide to use a top, it will be that spalted elm. But I just don't know. I've thought about it. If any of you guys have looked at my page, there's a guitar on there that has a purple back. Thought about on one of these doing a paint job on just the back, and then putting on the figured elm and you leaving that natural. I don't know. At this point, I think I'm just trying to get some of the basic bones of these guitars together, as I'm also not sure. I'm sure on the Telecaster what kind of bridge setup to use, which will probably be some kind of a classic vintage type bridge setup. Open gear tuners. Not sure on the pickups. I really like one Telecaster that I made that has P90s. P90 in the neck, and then a traditional style Telecaster bridge pickup, and that was made by a guy, John Gorentz, out in Kansas City. His pickups are awesome, so I'm probably going to use his pickups in both these guitars. But that's another thing. What kind of pickups in this offset? The last one I built used a wraparound style like LP Junior bridge. I thought that was pretty cool. This is really simple. I love the shape of an offset, but not the complexity of the electronics and how much that I don't know. I like simple. It makes it too complicated. So I don't know. Jazzmaster pickups could be cool. Let me know in the comments and give me ideas. I'm completely open. I really enjoy the woodworking part, and when it comes to electronics, it's not near as much fun for me. So I'm gonna keep working on these bodies. Probably gonna work on this other one. I'm gonna try to think. I don't know if I want to glue up one of the tops today, start drilling it out, but if I get to that point, I will come back and show you what I do to weight relief. Alright, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like. I'm going to keep trying to make some more of these build videos. I want to try and go through the whole build on this guitar, both of these. I'm kind of doing them at the same time. And just so you can see my process, and so can just all be out there. Thanks. Bye.